Right here, so now we're starting another Diablo 2 collecting tokens episodes. We're just collecting all the tokens in Diablo 2. As soon as we're done collecting these tokens, we could move on to something else. Don't worry, we've just been doing this for a while. And while the video was rendering, we were buying a whole bunch of random things. So we actually can start the episode with a whole bunch of things we already collected. So we don't have to sit there shopping for a whole bunch, right? We just pick up the cube and then we can start tokenizing the items, and we can see what we have collected to add to the collection so far. So we just got the Tangerine Buckler of Blocking, 15% faster block, 10% increased chance, lightning resist 5%. So I just started buying these things just because maybe we're buying the max stat items, we're buying the best items we could find. Maybe we could start looking for the worst items we could find. So then we could have a range of what are the best items, what are the worst items. That's why we picked up this superior sash, right? Increases durability by 10%. I believe that's the lowest you can get on a superior token. So now we have the superior token, increases durability by 10%. Because we had the gloves before, right? 15% defense, 15% durability. So that must be the absolute best superior token you could get. And then, yes, we could continue cubing some things here. So the Glimmering Gloves of Dexterity gives attack rating, dexterity, and light radius. So it's probably pretty good. Glimmering Token of Dexterity, so that'd be a dual stat item. So we're getting a whole bunch of dual stat items and a whole bunch of single stat items. So we got the barrel cap, the 5% one. So we already have the 10% one. So if we have the best one, now we have the worst one. So maybe we already have that one. Poison resist 5%, poison resist 5%. So we already had that one. Alright, well the defense is higher. Oh, why is the defense higher on them? Maybe because it's a different item? I'm not too sure. Do we have to start collecting the different defense levels too now? So then the Crimson Sash, 5% fire resistance. This is the worst fire resistance you could get. And then we got the Crimson Boots, fire resist 5%. This is the worst fire resistance you could get. So now we almost have we only got a one piece of the best set. So eventually we're going to have the best set you could get, and then we're going to have the worst set you could get, and then we're just going to keep on collecting more and more and more.
I can't carry
so there's more stuff on the ground that we could pick up and we could tokenize here. So we actually got the Tangerine Cap, lightning resist 10%. So we got the Tangerine Token, another perfect item to add to the collection. And then we got the Enlightened Small Shield of Craftsmanship, so plus 2 to maximum damage, plus defense per level. Another dual stat shield we could throw in there somewhere. And then if we complete one of these sets, then we could actually throw it in the stash. We don't have to store it anymore. So we got the Glimmering Buckler of Self-Repair. I believe we got a couple of those ones. Oh, and then we could just put these ones. We were wearing some things. We got the Glimmering Boots, attack rating, light radius. We didn't have those ones before. We had the armor, we had the gloves, and we had these shields. Now we have the boots. And then also for the Glimmering Cap, we got the cap as well. So we got two pieces to this set. We only need the Glimmering Belt, and then the Glimmering set is complete. And then, we were wearing one other piece here, the Sturdy Leather Armor, 20% enhanced defense. So we finally got a Sturdy token. We got a 20% one finally. We've only been getting the 10% ones there before. The glowing tokens, we still have to get a whole bunch of those ones. Still more items on the ground. It's the Cap of Energy. We actually got a energy item finally. I don't know if we had any energy. We just had the Strength, Dexterity token of energy. So we got our first energy item, or energy token. Then the Lizard's Small Shield of Blocking. Some lizards. Yes, this would be the best you could get for this level. A level 2 token increases a block rate, chance to block, and then plus 5 to mana. And then we probably had some more things on the ground. We don't have any inventory space. We really need to clean up the inventory here. Really need to complete some of these sets here. Got a Sturdy Small Shield, so another item to add to the Sturdy collection. Where are we going to put all these glowing tokens then? We just don't have any room for these. The stash should be bigger. So now we have the sturdy shield as well. So we're gonna have to start picking things up and then just throwing them right into the cube, I guess. The glimmering boots. We got the glimmering boots as well. Glimmering boots. We already had the glimmering boots. Alright, I don't know why we had 2 of them.
I can't carry anymore.
So we could pick that one up and then we could cube this one here. So now we have the Tangerine Token of Self-Repair. So another dual stat item with the lowest lightning resistance we could get.
I am overburdened.
And we could just throw this one and probably cube all these items here. Crimson Token of the Jackal with 5 to life, 10% to fire resistance. That's pretty good. That's the best stats you could get for that level. I believe something like that. Then we got the Barrel Leather Gloves of Self-Repair, 10% poison resistance, replenishes 1 durability. So it repairs itself and it gives you poison resistance. So geez, we have to figure out how to make some space here. Could move these over here for right now, I guess. Then eventually it'll be full empty and then we could go continue shopping again. So we got all these by shopping by Akara. So we got the 5% Azure armor. So we got the worst armor. So there we go. I think we might have had that already. Yeah, we already have the 5% Azure armor. So we're getting duplicates already. Barrel armor. So we have so I think that's a new one. Poison resist. So what should we do with all these? We're running out of space. We don't have any space. We have to complete these sets. Got a sturdy boots of dexterity. So this is the best dexterity and the worst defense you could get. Was there anything else on the ground? Yeah, just that glimmering token that we already had. Cool. So now we can start collecting more tokens again. We already have all these tokens here. So we're just shopping. So you just go to Charsi and then you go shop and then hopefully she has something that you haven't collected already. And then hopefully the stats are maximum. So I think we already checked this inventory. Oh yes, we were coming back because we found some new items, right? The glowing buckler of self-repair, the enlightened buckler of self-repair. But we actually had the glimmering buckler of self-repair. We got that. It's the enlightened buckler of self-repair. I don't believe we had that one. No, we did not. So now we have 2 different bucklers of self-repair tokens. Perfect. So we have 2 different tokens of self-repair. The enlightened one and the glowing one. The glimmering one. So now what else can we collect? We have to get rid of all of our inventory. So we got the 2 items we were looking for that we scouted before. So we ran in and out of town a whole bunch, and then we were just buying things from Charsi, just trying to get all of the tokens in the game from the ground up, from the beginning, not from later. So poison resistance, we had that armor. Here, 5 mana. Lizard's buckler, we had that one. 2 to life, 4 to mana. So maybe we should come back again later in a little bit. We have to fill up these sets so we could get some more inventory space. So we're still only looking at armor pieces for this episode. We're just going to try to fill out the armor sets. And then later maybe we'll go try to find some more weapons. And then eventually we'll move on to the rings and the amulets and the jewels. Those are going to have all of the best stats. And then the charms. So here we go. We got a Crimson Cap Fire Resistance 10%. Requires level 3. We did not have that one. Adds 2 to 11 cold damage. That's actually the maximum. That's the most cold damage you could get. Plus it has defense based on level. So that's a really, really good magic item there then. Plus 2 to life, plus 1 to strength. Enhanced defense. So we haven't really gotten too many defense ones. Faster recovery. Cool. So now we could go cube these ones then. And then maybe we'll pause and then we'll come back when we get some more stuff. Because we're still finding stuff all of the time. So now we could add the Crimson token. We only have 2 Crimson tokens. And then there's a perfectly rolled cold damage belt. So now, yes, let's leave town and then we'll come back in. I wonder if she's going to have anything else here again. So we'll leave town, then we'll come back in. Maybe we'll stop it at like 10 minutes, so it should be just when we're shopping here.
What you need?
Go see. Eventually, the weapons, we'll have to be looking at those again. We already got some weapons. So yes, there wasn't really anything here then. So we'll come back later. Maybe we could fill some more up. We have to complete these sets to get some more inventory space back. And then the next item that we found in the store was a perfectly rolled glimmering leather armor of strength with +3 to strength. Oh, if we could equip that, then we could just, well, we should just cube it here and add it to the collection so that we know that we have it. So now we got a new dual stat armor to add to the collection. And then we found 2 more items to add to the collection. We found a sturdy cap with a perfect 30% enhanced defense. And then we could throw that in the cube. And then we got the Azure boots with a perfect 5% cold resistance, the absolute worst cold resistance you could get. So now we could cube the armor. We could add the 30% enhanced defense to the sturdy token, because we actually have one of those now. So we had the boots before and the shield. So now we could add the Azure token to the worst resistances section. And then even more items came our way. We had the glowing helmet token and a glowing armor token. Now we had the glowing shield token, so we could throw that. I think there was another item, right? Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. Maybe we already had most of the items. There was a sturdy quilted armor, 10%. We had the 20% defense. Now we had the perfect 10% defense. That's the worst defense you could get, is 10%. So maybe for the sturdy armor, we should collect the 10%, the 20%, the 30% then, if that's the way it is. So now we got the glowing token for the shield, and then we got the sturdy quilted armor. So yeah, we'll just say the 10 is like a different set then. So we got the 10% defense, the 20% defense, and then the 30% defense. So there we go, we got another armor piece, because that shield's 20% defense. And then we got the enlightened small shield of blocking, so another dual stat shield. And then the belt we were looking, we might as well get it as just a 1 off from perfect, and then 2 to 10 damage. So it did +2 attack rating, adds 2 to 10 cold damage, requires level 3. So it's pretty close to the max. Maybe eventually we will get the maximum, but for now we got another dual stat shield. Then we got a dual stat belt, the glimmering token of frost. So we're definitely running out of space here. Definitely need to complete one of the sets. And then the next new items, they were 2 to lightning energy, 10% faster hair recovery, plus 10 to mana on the helmet, the snake's cap of balance. We could tokenize that. And then there was another one, right? There was one more item. So we're finding good groups of items recently. The sturdy small shield, 10% enhanced defense. We did not have that one either. So now we could cube the snake's helmet of balance to get the snake's token of balance. So there we go, a perfect 10. Well, the faster hit recovery, it's always 10. But then the sturdy small shield, the terrible 10, the worst you could get. There we go, we need to finish these sets here. Let's try to see what else we can get from Charsi. And then there is a new item or two, but then we have the problem with the inventory space. We need to create more inventory space. So we got the, what did we get? We got the snakes, is that the right one? That'd be the worst armor you could get. Snake's token of light, that's the one that we got. We got the snake's quilted armor of self-repair. So we might as well get that one to add it to the collection. And then maybe there wasn't anything else. Lizard's small shield of blocking. Oh, actually, that is a good one. The lizard's small shield. I don't know if we have that one. Token of strength. You've got the lizard's token of blocking. 15 5 mana. Lizards 15 5 mana. Alright, so we have that one already. 3 dexterity. We have the full dexterity set. And that one's out. 1 cold resistance off from being perfect. So we can't get that one. That one just has 1 dexterity. So eventually when we're collecting the dexterity stats, we would have wanted that one. And then we're going to be searching for that one. And then we're probably going to regret that we didn't get it. So now we got the snake's token of self-repair. So how do we clear this? We have to go leave town. Then we come back again. And then hopefully she'll have some new items for us. So we'll just see, maybe she will, so we can go trade her. So 15, yeah, we could do like another 5 minutes of shopping then, I guess. So the strength, we still have not found the strength belt. +1 to Glimmering Sash of Self-Repair. I don't know if we have that one. Tangerine Token, Enlightened, Sturdy. I don't think we do. Enlightened Token, Glimmering Token of Frost. This was the Glimmering Token of Self-Repair. No, we do not. So we have a new dual stat item. Perfect. +1 to minimum, Glimmering Leather Armor of Worth. So that's a new one, right? Glimmering Leather Armor of Worth. Eventually we're going to have to put all these into the bank and figure out what we have. Glimmering Leather Armor of Worth, so we could cube that one. Fire Resistance 9%. And then we're going to be looking after the superior items eventually. So I guess that was all that was from that inventory. So now we could just cube the armor. So now we got the Glimmering Token of Worth, +1 to minimum damage, light radius. And then the Glimmering Sash of Self-Repair. So we're getting a whole bunch of dual stat items. And then there was a few more items we were getting here. She had a few more items that we wanted. We wanted the Tangerine Leather Armor of Dexterity. We're just getting it just because it's 1 Dexterity, 10 Lightning Resistance, 4 when we're collecting the worst stats later. So we might as well get it now since it's there, since it rolled a perfect 10%. It's usually just if it rolls a perfect 10% in the second category, it looks a lot better. And we could collect that one. So eventually I guess we're going to have every single token eventually. Eventually we will, because we're looking at the belt or something. One of the things we wanted, the Superior Sash. Yes, 10% enhanced defense. So if we go to our inventory, we have the durability one, I believe, right? So we can tokenize that. We have the Superior Token, 10% enhanced defense. With the Superior Token, increases durability by 10%. So those are the two superior tokens. I think 10% would be the lowest, and then 15 would be the highest, like we found on the gloves, right? 15%, 15%. Maybe those are the ranges for those items. And then next we managed to buy a Sash of Frost, 1 to 11 cold damage. So it's only the minimum damage is off from perfect. It would be 2 to 11 cold damage if it was perfect. So it's only off by 1. So now we could throw that somewhere in there. And I don't think there was anything else. We'd probably have to leave again and come back. We could go trade. So it's a good way to get items in this game. You just sit here and trade. We're thinking about getting the 25% enhanced defense, because we could start getting the 25% defense items and then the 35 or 15%. So now I have a 25%, so that'd be like another tier. So we could do the 10%, 15%, 20%, and then 25% defense. And then next inventory, we got the Enlightened Boots of Pacing, 10% faster run walk, defense based on level. So there's another dual stats. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of dual stats by the time we're done this one, and hopefully complete a set. We still have not completed any of these sets. And then after that, we got another dual stat boots. We got the Lizard Boots of Balance, 10% faster hit recovery, +5 to mana. So we've been getting a lot of boots lately. She's been having good boots for sale. So another dual stat item. And then we got another dual stat shield, the Barrel Buckler of Blocking, 15% block rate, 10% increased chance. Poison resist 5%. This would be the worst poison resistance. And then there was 2 more items. We got the Crimson Buckler of Blocking, more block rate, chance to block. Fighter resistance, a perfect 10. Then we got the Tangerine Sash of Frost, 1 to 5 cold damage, 5 lightning resistance. I think we just got it just because it said 2 5s in the name. So we got the Crimson Token of Blocking, so that's the best out of that one. And this one is probably the worst out of that one. And then we picked up the Crimson Leather Armor, Fire Resist 5%, requires level 3. So this is the worst fire resistance you could get. So we're starting to collect a whole lot of the worst fire resistance. We got the fire resistance armor, the belt, the boots, and then we got these cold resistance ones. And then we got these poison resistance ones. And then we picked up the worst sturdy small shield of craftsmanship you could get. It had a +1 to maximum damage. It could have had 2 maximum damage, 10% enhanced defense. It could have had 20% enhanced defense. Buy the shield. You don't have enough gold for that. Oh, don't worry about that. We just go to the inventory. We have a whole bunch of gold. We say take gold. We got over 1 million gold still, so that's good. We had a whole bunch more. We had like 4 million gold, but then everything got deleted because we were changing the code, and then the entire game broke, and then we couldn't do anything. So we're coming here to buy the item, right, with the absolute worst stats. Sturdy small shield of craftsmanship. So there we go. Now we got the worst shield possible. Then the next armor that we picked up was the Azure Sash of Strength. Gave a perfect 10% cold resistance, but it only gave a 1 out of a possible 3 strength. But it looked pretty neat with the 1 and the 1, so it had a 1 strength and 10 cold resistance. So we could throw that in the bank. Should be more room in here. And then there was another 2 items we were going to get. We got the Tangerine Leather Armor, 5% lightning resistance, so it had the worst lightning resistance. And then there was another armor piece we're going to get. We're going to throw both of these just in the stash. So we got the Sturdy Quilted Armor of the Jackal, 10% defense, +1 to life. So that'd be the worst defense you could get, and the worst life you could get on an armor. So you would not want that armor if you're crafting that one. 10% defense, 1 life, that looks terrible. And then the lightning resistance, we actually have a lightning resistance piece now. And then now I feel glad I bought that piece, because actually the next inventory, she gave us a Sturdy Sash of the Jackal, 10% enhanced defense, +1 to life. So we just got the armor piece to go with that set, we did. So it was a good thing we decided to buy that, right? Because we got the 10% enhanced defense, 1 to life belt. We could add that with the 10% enhanced defense, 1 to life armor that we just got. So those go together in the token set. I didn't really check anything else, but we could see what she is. But this episode's over 20 minutes long. We don't usually put them over 20 minutes, right? Because there's no reason to. So then the Glimmering Quilted Armor, we could check to see if there's anything. If we're looking for the lowest dexterity, there it is right there. But we're not really looking for those right now. We just need the shield. All resistances, +5 to mana on the buckler. We have that one. 10% increased attack speed, 10% poison resistance. There we go. I don't think we have those ones. No, that'd be a good one to get, attack speed and then poison resistance on the gloves. So I guess that'd be the final item that we get. We got a whole bunch of items. Now our inventory is completely full. Going to have to figure out what to do with it, because you figure you would have gotten something like the Helmet of the Jackal with 5 life, but we've never seen that. And the same with this one, we've never seen the boots with +5 life. I don't even know if we've seen the... No, it should be all of the armor. We checked all these online. Glimmering Token, the Token of Light. We still haven't found these pieces. We haven't been finding too many pieces, and our inventory is completely full. So we're going to have to figure out what to do, because we can't just keep filling our inventory. We don't have any space. So this is the life of collecting tokens in Diablo 2. So if you're looking for something else to do in Diablo 2, if you're tired of slaying monsters all the time and destroying demons and then gearing up your character, actually getting better gear for your character, you could just sit here and shop in Act 1, go to Akara, buy all of her items. She has tons of tokens for you to collect. We have collected so many tokens, and there's still so many more tokens to collect out there. We've barely gotten any of the tokens. These are just the armor tokens. We've still got to get the weapon tokens. And these are just magical tokens. We've still got to get the rare tokens and the set tokens and the unique tokens. The rare tokens are going to be the most interesting ones probably, and then all the orange crafted tokens that we could make. Hopefully you could tokenize the crafted. Yeah, you should be able to tokenize crafted items. So many tokens in this game to collect.